Round number 2 of the Skip Barber 2K World Cup presented by DES Simulation will be taking place in just a few moments' time. We head to the desert, to Arizona, to Phoenix International Raceway for 70 laps of oval racing to almost round out what's been a crazy, crazy weekend of action on RaceSpot TV and on iRacing Live. Don't worry, we've still got more to come.
Red Bull GRC is now available on iRacing. I personally put my blood, sweat, and tears into this thing, developing the cars, the tracks, the dirt, making sure it is authentic as possible, and I really think you guys are going to love it. The best part is that this 600 horsepower Volkswagen Beetle is free to all members. So get signed up now and come race me online.
The yellow flag is out. Pit road is now open. Keep your eye on those gauges. We'll give you 4 tyres. 3, 2, 1, now. We're done. Get going.
Welcome to Phoenix International Raceway. Welcome to round number 2 of the 2K World Cup presented by DES Simulations. And well, Jake, it all been going so well. The 24 hours in terms of us broadcasting went completely without a hitch. We've lost video. We're getting it back as soon as we can.
Rip. Well, that's not what we want.
I didn't sign up for this.
You didn't sign up for it, but it seems that the RaceSpot radio broadcast is going to have to come out for a little bit then, as qualifying has been very thoroughly interesting.
Yes, we should have some photos. There we are. We're back up and running. Qualifications underway has pretty much taken place. There is a look at the qualifying times right now. Borges Azzo from Arian De Freitas, Don Parks, Adam Blocker, Philippe Leber. They are your top 5 right now. Talk us through qualifying. I didn't see a moment of that at all, really, Jake. I'm not going to lie.
Well, it's oval qualifying at Phoenix. It goes by in the blink of an eye, just 33.5 seconds to 34 seconds a lap time. 36 drivers, 1 driver not setting a lap time. And oval racing really separates the good from the great, because if you can't do it over just 2 corners, which is technically 4, if you can't do it through 2 less, that doesn't work, as Edwin Villarino on his second lap just pancakes the wall on the exit, up and over, and that's what we have to expect.
Yeah, we are having a long race here today. It's actually 70 laps that we're looking to do, not 100, so thanks, Hugo, for messing that one up for me. But 4 corners here at Phoenix, and we're going to be racing. It is a timed limit race also. That is one thing we want to keep up to date and let you guys know, that this race will potentially go to a time limit in the event that we don't get all 70 laps of this event in. And, well, that makes strategy very interesting in its own way, Jake.
It does, because not only are you racing or trying to go to the 70 laps that they have, and when you can go at 33.5, maybe even 34 seconds, you're looking at a race length of 35 minutes without cautions. The moment you start putting cautions into this race gets longer and longer, and you're waiting, and if you don't get yourself over to time after 55 minutes, then the big worry comes, well, we're not fueling now for 70 laps, we're fueling for 65, 68, 69. You don't know how much fuel you need to put in that vehicle to get yourself home and to get yourself dry, and it's all about pack placement then between now and the end of the event.
Starting grid is up on your screen right now. We'll cycle our way through that. Of course, this broadcast is brought to you by DES Simulation, the official sponsor of the 2K World Cup. It's a nice big grid here today at Phoenix. One of the things that will be worth keeping an eye out as well is if we do have cautions, how drivers will react to the phases of the race that has, for example, the start and the restart. Because, as they always say in NASCAR, sometimes cautions, well, they can well breed cautions, as there is the front of your pack. Rolling off then behind the iRacing first safety car. And they are going to be doing just 1 pace lap before they get ready for the green flag here today. They are already working themselves on that one. There is the front of your field. And there's a look from the rear of your pole sitter. Borges Azzo, Club Iberia. So we're getting ready to go. This is turn number 1 and 2, also worth noting. This is the older of the Phoenix layouts as well. Of course, this track was reconfigured a couple of years ago. However, this type, the older Phoenix, was also used for a while as part of the Verizon IndyCar series. Came back into use after the track was reconfigured. But for now, it's time for that pace car to make that journey on towards pit roads. And we will go racing for 70 laps here this evening in the Skip Barber 2K World Cup. Green flag out. Let's go racing for 70 laps around Phoenix. And already they think about going 3 wide as they come down in towards turn number 1. Oh, we got trouble. We got yellow.
Well,
5
that
cars.
was quick. And a massive incident towards the back as well. You look at the likes of Hans Hoyer, Brian Lockwood getting involved, and well, very surprised at Brian Lockwood getting caught up in that. That was all in the middle of the pack there, Will. Just heading themselves through 3 wide, 4 wide, never really works, and I found it. and I think we had Alexi Callio and John Morgan involved.
Yeah, we're having a look on board. This is a replay of Brian Lockwood. And then you see Killer Blam. Lockwood out. Many others as well. Who did you say that was?
Alexi Callio, your championship leader.
So after a great race, 1 to go, Alexi Callio, well, he's going to have to try and make sure he can bring that car back into contention. And this was the moment then, in towards turn number 1. It's say 5-6 cars involved as a consequence. Not the start we were expecting or potentially hoping for this one. Let's get a replay on board with Alexi Callio then, as he comes to the green flag. Well, we always knew there could have been a big start, and I was thinking, okay, they're being a bit risky going 3 wide at the top of your field, Jake, but it was the rear, and that's quite often what we get in some of these larger races. Still working ourselves under yellow flag conditions right now. Just trying to work out what the pace car is, actually.
That's a very good point, and the pace car is working its way around turn number 3, so
yeah,
it will find everyone in a bit, because we've had a few drivers look to come in and make some stops. Tell you the big gainer was, look at Adam Blocker. He has a great IndyCar heritage with series such as Lionheart, which has a lot of reputation around it. And I think Adam Blocker here, he just really took advantage over that green flag, because Zazo was slow. He caught everybody napping. He didn't go on the green. Adam Blocker went on the green and said, you know what? If you're not going to go, I'll go. It's green. We go.
Yeah, indeed, sir. And that's a lot of that timing you talk about there. Comes right out of the IndyCar series, oval racing. That Blocker, like a number of people, is involved, and there he is now in P2. He's actually going to be one of these people you're going to be really interested to see throughout the start and restart phase of this event. Just talk about the weather very, very quickly here as well, Jake, because 25 degrees Celsius, so it is pretty chilly out there. That will have an impact in terms of these drivers when they have to do these starts and restarts, because it is pretty cold out there.
It is, which means that when you are dealing with tyres having to heat up again and again and again, it means that actually you can really unlock more starts out of tyres than you normally would do. When you talk about Skip Barber tyres, I'm not going to shy away from it. It's like having a lot of Oreos just stacked up on top of each other, as they never seem to lose their tread. But I think with the amount of stop-starting that these tyres are going to have to do, they can very easily be put outside of their operating window. And that's the worry I think that drivers are going to have today. They probably won't change tyres for all of it, but how you unlock that pace as you look to get on those restarts, that's going to be a challenge for who saves their tyres the most.
Yeah, so having a look then at your race leader of Borja Zazo as we get ready for the restart here. You can get social with us, of course, on RaceSpot TV. Follow us at RaceSpot TV on Twitter /RaceSpot TV. If you are one of those people that likes to use the Facebooks, live timing and scoring is available now. Just head over to racespot.tv /timing. Lights are off on top of the pace car, so that means we're going to have our first restart of the day, as the pace car will in a moment pull itself on towards pit road. That means the field will once again go in the command of Borja Zazo, although that number 5 machine, I don't quite understand what that was. It was a bit of a messy run back to green flag racing here, but we are green once again at Phoenix. Can they all make it through 1 and 2 this time by? That's the key question. The answer, well, that time, yes, they do, Jake.
Yes, they do, and I think that was an issue with the lucky dog there for Justin Tipton. He was behind, wasn't able to make it happen, didn't work. Here comes Blocker, though, to the inside at 3 and 4. Easy pickings takes it. Migrating up the circuit, though, was the Don Parks. He looks to come back down. Laid bare contact with them, but he holds it. And no, they don't. Spinning around goes Tipton. Yellow for the second time. We've done 1 lap.
Don Parks brought that. Don Parks kind of slid that car onto pit road. There's Felipe Burr. There is the replay, looking from up above. So Felipe Burr sliding through the corner. There's the contact he makes with Don Parks. Sorry, the contact started first with another driver, and then Dom just basically did the perfect thing in some ways, of sliding on towards pit road. Let's replay that one on board of him. Coming through the corner. And there's a slide on towards pit road for the number 127. I mean, that was pretty lucky.
It was, and then that's what caused the checkup, though, because I believe it was the driver of Justin Tipton who we said was put in that situation because he was a little bit too late to get the lucky dog served. He then suddenly got put in a situation where Stefan Stoyles behind had nowhere to go, so he tagged Tipton, and Tipton, well, he couldn't tiptoe around the circuit. He's pretty much done and dusted at this stage.
Yeah, so there's one more look then. We'll go and have a look from the driver of Justin Tipton. Yeah, there's the checkup. There's the contact. There's the wall. Top level analysis there. Blocker leads. Yeah. He leads by a second, and well, already, let's put the time up here. We were worried about it. We have done, well, it's saying that we've got 48 minutes remaining. We've done 8 of 50 of 70 laps here. It is predicted if we carry on at the same rate, we are not going to get all the laps in. We're actually going to get a maximum of 57, Jake.
Well, that just shows you that cautions do breed cautions. Everyone was tentative off the start. That caused a caution. Everyone then trying to get back up to racing speed. Another caution happened. Someone's got to break the cycle. I think everybody wants to break the cycle. And, well, with experienced dab hands at the front, that's going to make the front very easy. But further back, they're hoping for less miscommunication and more opportunities to make themselves a pack and get themselves continuing to move forward.
People out of this event, or, so I'll say people who's had a pit stop already. Andreas Robertson, James McCritchie, Brian Lockwood, Rob Adams, Russell Clark, Don Parks, Edwin Valerino, Alexi Callio, Hans Hewer, Chris Malcolm, John Morgan. Justin Tipton, by the way, is out of the event there, Jake.
Well, there we go. Drivers a lap down or further as taking Lucky Dog right now is Edwin Valerino, actually, in the 118, so he will get himself back out and away. And I think that's very crucial just to keep in mind, because drivers who are a lap down who need to get through right now, with Valerino getting Lucky Dog, Alexi Callio now becomes the man on the Lucky Dog as well, as drivers did have to come in, serve with the one fast repair that is available that gets drivers back out. And that's why a driver like, say, Don Parks still has a shot in this event, because he's there at the back and he now can make the decision to start gaining positions back again.
I hate the Lucky Dog.
Do you prefer the unlucky dog?
I just prefer not having one, to be honest. I mean, one of the things I do actually really like about these single file restarts is it gives you the opportunity to work yourself back up onto the lead lap anyway. So I don't see the point in having double file restarts and then, single file restarts and also having Lucky Dog. But that's just my personal preference. Adam Blocker will bring the field back to green flag racing here. 10 of 70 scored complete. We've had a lap of green. Let's see what more we can do now. Blocker versus Zazo. Burt in third, Ward in fourth. Orion Freighter rounds out your top 5. Pace car on towards pit road. We go green again. And the good thing about these single file restarts as well, Jake, is that you don't get the huge bunching that we saw at the start, the 3-4 wide. We do get a little bit too wide through turn number 1. As we have a look at Stephen Stoyles, actually, he's thinking about going 3 wide into the kink. This is versus Enzo Cantor and Andrew Picorio. But you don't get the huge clustering of cars as they come through 1 and 2 for the first time.
Exactly, and well, they're heading themselves through 3 and 4 as well, as now they still remain that side-by-side, looking to get a run off at the banking on the exit there, and it seems that Enzo Cantor holds the advantage against Andrew Picario, and white cars certainly matter. Battle for the lead, though. Look at Zazo down on the inside. He makes sure that he hugs the apron, tracks out wide, but the up and under from Blocker comes back. He wants to get back to the front. Yeah,
this is Adam Blocker's perfect territory. He knows this from running the mile and a half in the iRacing Verizon IndyCar Series. Same rules apply at tracks like Michigan, like Auto Club, like Indianapolis. You just slow it down, bring it to a 1 mile track. It is almost identical. Felipe Burr, third place. He's getting into the mix as well. As Zazo, let's see who's going to work it on the outside. Zazo, he's going to have to try and pinch that car down to the lower lane, and that's what Zazo does. This will give him the advantage coming off the corner. Oh, there's traffic ahead as well. This one could be interesting as 3 cars all coming out of pit road. This is seriously going to slow this group down now. 4 wide in towards turn number 3.
Oh, they tried it, and Tom Ward, precarious for knowing that he is the man who said no bump drafting in this series, so there will be no bumps then from drivers trying to push forward. You can see now how they're just trying to force drivers to be stuck. Leibert stuck on the outside. You look at other drivers there, Borja Zazo, for example, in the Gestaco machine. He's now bumped to the back of the train in position number 5. And, well, right now we're going to go 3 wide again. The American, the Englishman, and the Belgian walked into a bar. I'm not sure how many people would ask to understand what happened next.
Well, they are 3 wide in the second of your rows. It's almost like starting an Indianapolis 500 at points around here. There's also battles going on behind. Your mid-pack's got Bakoye, Stoyles, Malokas, Kaja, Crum, and Bullion all there in the mix. As Iron de Freighter falls to the back of the queue for the moment, Leibert to the race lead.
Leibert to the race lead, and that's what he needs. He said he wanted to bring oval racing in, so that's what he'll do. He'll try and use it. De Freighter, for example, 2-time reigning champion, looking to thread the needle and make it 3 wide. He wants to get on the aggressive. He wasn't there at the opening round. He's used one of his drop weeks already, and that's going to be crucial to keep in mind throughout the entirety of the season for Arjen de Freighter, as he looks to try and just snake behind, get an opportunity, and that one works for him as he sneaks the inside away from Leibert. You have to be careful in this one, as there's Tokyo drifting happening from Leibert. Yellow's out.
Yeah, we've got a yellow, and that was not this group of drivers. This seems to have been behind, Jake.
Yeah, it certainly has seemed to be behind. Just trying to work out who's been involved, and I'm not too sure about that one. We got a slow Rob Adams, but nothing else really seemed to stand out to me in that.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out. This isn't ESPN, don't worry. We're not making cautions up for the sake of it. But if we do find out what happens, we will let you know. I don't see anything.
Oh, yes, I do. I found it. It's Hans Hoyer.
Okay.
So back out on circuit, on the front stretch, looking for 3 wide. I think he had damage, pancakes the wall. Then he pancakes into the inside retaining wall, trying to slow it down, and then he's turned around. So Hans Hoyer, fast repair already used. Hans Hoyer out of the event.
There's a replay then. On board. Oh, yeah. I'm not quite sure what happened to him. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know how that incident started, but that is where the yellow was. So now it is Iron de Freighter leading. 17 of 70 laps scored complete here at Phoenix. Look from Iron de Freighter. We're going to step aside, take your RaceSpot TV side by side for 30 seconds. Back with more after this. LMP1 coming to iRacing, we think, or well, the word on the street is in about 7 weeks' time, Jake.
Yeah, the word on the street is at the end of the season with a brand new build. Bring it in, LMP1 comes into play, and we'll all have a really nice time as everybody understands that LMP1 is amazingly difficult to set up. So I think that LMP1 is due. I think it's been overdue, but I definitely would like to see LMP1 at circuits like Le Mans, at circuits like the Nürburgring.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Well, maybe not the Nordschleife.
Maybe not the Nordschleife, no, but Bezwick.
Can you imagine that car for that carousel?
That would be fun.
It'll be insane. But yeah, of course, that will be fantastic because, of course, we've got more iRacing special events. The big one will be in August, the 24 Hours of Le Mans, but we've also got the 24 Hours of Spa still to come this year as well. And both of those races, I think, Jake, you know, LMP1 going up, Air Rouge Radion, is going to be a sight to behold. I mean, I've been to a World Endurance race at Spa, and seeing those cars go up the hill is insane.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's one of the great sights in motorsport to see LMP1 up Eau Rouge and Radion. And I tell you what, it will drastically change what happened in terms of the winners last time, which was a battle between Dream Factory and RSO, which nobody expected at Spa last year.
Yeah, and I've got to ask you the question. Why am I the only person on the planet that calls it Team Rensport Online?
Well, it's RSO. It is Rensport Online, and I do say Rensport Online from time to time, but they are Team RSO from all their branding, so it is Rensport Online.
But also one of the points that will be worth noting as well, because the last time I went to Spa, I looked away from Radionov for about 20 seconds, and a 4GT decided to go and slam into it. So when I'm going back in May, apparently I've just got to look at Radion, otherwise the car will crash on there.
Yeah. No tea breaks. You know, you're not allowed to go to the toilet or anything. You've just got to look at Radion all race long.
It'll be Belgium, so it'll be French fries breaks, of course. With mayo. Lots of mayo, lots of mustard.
Yeah.
Okay, here's your top 8 as we come back to green here on RaceSpot TV. Iron Defrater leads from Adam Blocker, Philippe Leibert 3rd, Tom Ward 4th, Borges Azzo in 5th, Enzo Cantor 6th, Stephen Stoll 7th, Andrew Picorio rounds out your top 8. Gronkowski has left the Patriots game, according to my watch anyway. That's a Gronking to remember for sure. As we will come back to green flag racing. Iron Defrater bringing the field back. Pace car is in. Let's go racing again. 20 laps scored complete. Good restart by Blocker as well. In towards 1 they come. And Blocker might actually lose out to Leibert. He does lose out to Leibert through turn number 1. Look at Tom Ward there. 3rd in line as they work themselves out of 2. Ward actually had a horrible run out of turn number 2 there.
Yeah, he did. He just got caught up on the inside, almost washed out a little bit then as they head into 3 and 4. Leibert taking the advantage. 3 wide, Blocker goes high side. That's not rubbered in yet. You've got no real chance of making that line work just yet when it comes to the racing as well. It was a slow start from Defrater as well. It meant that everybody bunched up to the 2 wides that we got right now as he works the outside line, trying to make things happen. He's got a lot of help, though, out there on that outside. Zarzo in the Gasico machine looks to start closing it in. Blocker's going to go incredibly low.
Yeah, there's a lot of smoke coming out of turn number 2, but it looks like we are still going. Leibert, Defrater, Zarzo, all at it. Steven Stores, Andrew Picorio batting for P7, P8 right now. 3 wide through turn number 3 and 4. And the driver that is being hung out to dry right now is the number 1 machine of Iron Defrater. He keeps on being left high and dry on that outside line. Big dive to the inside by Tom Ward there, through towards turn number 1. Couldn't make it fully stick, but he did gain half a car length on everyone. We've got now 10 cars in the lead pack.
Exactly, you got the likes of Stoyles, you got the likes of Picario, Kurt Crumbs in the mix, who was the fastest man in practice. You also talk about the likes of Paul Malocus, who will be trying to help out the driver of who is going to be Iron Defrater, but that's the second pack as well. Brian Duell in the mix. You still got the likes of Enzo Cantor, who can always turn up on a month of Sunday. So this is not over and done with as they all look to thread themselves through 1 and 2 for the 24th time out of 70, and right now it seems pretty solid at the moment. They've got themselves organized into trains of 2, 5 and 5 they go either side as well. And look at this, Tom Ward threading the needle. He wants 3, he wants 4. He's not, he's only going to get 3.
Yeah, he's only going to get 3 wide there. It did look for a moment that they might have considered going 4 wide, but they'll stay 3 wide out of corner number 3. This is more like the racing we expected from the 2K World Cup presented by DES Simulation. It's tight quarters racing, and turn number 1, another lunge to the inside there by Tom Ward. We've got ourselves still a number of drivers still all hanging it out. Andrew Picorio was up there on the high side through 1 and 2 that time by. Through the kink they come into 3 and 4. Zazdo has fallen back a little bit, and again it's a case of Ward trying to really run it down the inside through 3 and 4 towards start-finish side, and
Oh, that was Precario coming together with Enzo Cantor through 3 and 4. They hold it together somehow and some way. We're going to continue on a green flag run. So they're getting close. They're getting a little bit together. And all this battling at the front, look at how it's bringing everyone back in. You look at the likes of Kashka, Boulian you put in the mix from Orion Racing, Mac Defoe in there, Devin Singh as well, right on the rear of this train. And with 3 wide again, as now Adam Blocker wants to get into the mix. It will chop and change, get to the front. You will stay out of trouble, it seems.
You know what? We were on board with Tom Ward at the time, and then he had a car passing left and right at the same time in towards turn number 3. These guys are really railroading it right now, as it is now 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 drivers in your lead pack. If there's going to be an incident at this stage of the event, it's going to be a big one.
Yep, hashtag the big one I think we're going to see as Blocker takes the insane inside line as De Freitas sort of goes 4 wide in a sense with a vehicle in front and a vehicle behind as well. He's got to be careful about the way he runs it. Blocker wants to run the insane inside. It seems that there's not going to be much help here as the outside line will rubber in more and more. People will start trying to track to that outside as Bear is getting a very good purchase actually from the outside. In fact, he goes extreme high side, allows De Freitas the inside, and then they start opening again.
Yeah. For Felipe Barber, though, that last time by, that was the highest I think I've seen anyone run through turn number 2 and really get away with it. Barber is trying to rubber in that outside line all by himself. He does have a slight advantage out of corner number 4, and in fact, Barber will lead at the line, and here comes Ward then, 4 wide into 1.
Oh, and Blocker wanted the inside. 2 round we're going to go. Bear's up into the wall. There's the caution that we've been seeing, and it had been looking like it for a while, Will. And, well, Tom Ward aggressive again, and Bear again will see that his main antagonist has gone and been involved in an incident with him.
We have a replay. I think we need one. Here's Barber in towards corner number 1. Well, what really started happening was Tom Ward started drifting a little bit. Barber started drifting, I think, almost out of sympathy there into 1. Here's a replay again. Here's the 4 wide. Tom Ward starts drifting it. Barber, actually, he didn't drift it that much, but then he just caught De Freitas. And at that point, I think that everyone was just trying to get out of the way of Tom Ward because it looked as though he was about to spin out there.
Everyone was getting out of the way, and I think that De Freitas was trying to track up the circuit there, Will, and he just left himself with nowhere to go. So in that sense, I think De Freitas just tracked up into Bear a little bit too much, was hoping that it was going to be caught by Tom Ward at some stage, but in the end, Bear becomes the casualty. And do you know what the bigger casualty is, Will? Is the fact that pit lane's not open, and he has to straggle around for 2 laps instead of 1.
No, pit road is now open. As we got ourselves Blocker on pit road. We've got a number of drivers actually on pit road right now. Half the field have come in. Half of them have decided that they are staying out for the moment. I'll give you an update on these drivers as they come in. We've got a lot of drivers all coming on towards pit road. We've got 10 drivers who stayed out. Ward, De Freitas, Zazwe, Stoyles, Bullion, Singh, Nuguris, Antonides, Garcia, Sanchez, Savage, and they are the 10. And here are the drivers, they come off of pit road then. Blocker and Kurt Crum are the first 2, by the looks of it, who are coming out of pit road. A lot of people coming out behind them. It will be Blocker, then Dronke, then Crum, Cantor, Duell, Procorio as they come out of pit road. Oh, God, things are going to get interesting. We're going to take a break for a moment. We'll be back with more after this.
Red Bull GRCs are now available on iRacing. I personally put my blood, sweat, and tears into this thing, developing the cars, the tracks, the dirt, making sure it is authentic as possible, and I really think you guys are going to love it. The best part is that this 600 horsepower Volkswagen Beetle is free to all members. So get signed up now and come race me online.
The yellow flag is out. Pit road is now open. Keep your eye on those gauges. We'll give you 4 tyres. 3, 2, 1, now. We're done. Get going.
Getting ready for the restart here at Phoenix. It's Ward leading from De Freitas right now. Then Zazo, Stoyles, Bullion, Singh, Nuguras and Atanides, but half the field came on towards pit road. Back to green we go here at Phoenix. Good jump that time by Tom Ward with the race lead. Third place, Zazo versus Stoyles. But that's the one that's really going on right now.
It is. You can see how the driver of Zazo tracks up, almost throws a little bit of a block up top there on the driver of Stoyles. Stoyles with nowhere to go in that beautifully painted livery, it has to be said, as they now head into 3 and 4. So single file it will remain just for the moment, and drivers like Adam Blocker now want to go on the offensive as he easily dispatches of Russell Clark in the middle of the pack. Edwin Viorino, the man who was lucky dog, now the next chance.
Yep, so Blocker up to 12th place. We've got to keep an eye out on him. Up front, you feel De Freitas and Zazo going side by side right now through corners number 1 and 2. There is De Freitas. Looking to the outside, you've also got Stephen Stoyles there on the inside. Yellow.
Caution. Well, we've got to keep going back and trying to look for it because I haven't seen it, but I think, oh, it's huge. Sean Morgan's up and over still at this stage. Massive, massive caution that we just seen there. And it goes to show you, I think, Will, it was the vehicle of Bastian Hausmann.
Yep, let's have a look. There is Hausmann. I think Andreas Robertson was involved in there as well. Well, there's Hausmann. That started it off all by himself. Tags number 29 machine. Tags number 25 machine. And then we have a car spearing off into the distance. John Morgan. There we can see. Let's do the breakdance party. Under yellow once again.
Tell you what, Will, this is going to be really interesting because for Adam Blocker, yes, he got the advantage by pitting in early. If you're anybody else now, you dive in surely because you've seen, yes, there'll be cautions, but there's no guarantee the next one happens. And look at that, all your leaders diving in because they're hitting the limit of their fuel tanks.
Yep. 36 or 70 scored complete. Ward will lead the drivers on pit road this time by. Pit road again, a busy place. Let's keep an eye out then. Ward, Zazo on pit road, Stoyles on pit road, Savage on pit road. That means that Blocker will take over the race lead for the moment. So actually it worked out nicely in the end there for Blocker.
Yeah, you bet it did, as Daniel Nogueras actually, I think, has gone straight down through the lane and hasn't come back out again since. So yeah. I think he's missed his box, Will.
Well, it's okay. He's under yellow. He's going to have the chance to come back in, but he will be at the rear of the field. But at least he's not going to go down a lap as if he was to do that one under green. Drivers coming out of pit road then about now. And let's keep an eye out on where Tom Ward is. He's back out on track. Down in 19th place. Steven Stoyles actually beat him out of pit road, as did Carl Dronke and Paul Malokas.
Wow, well, Dronke and Malokas came down in on the second set of stops on the second lot of laps as we actually see Don Parks make a deliberate dive down in. Now, I find that very interesting, the fact that they want to try and see drivers running that extra lap, that they have an opportunity to try and steal a few points here and there. But now, pace behind Blocker, he's got slow Viorino. Kurt Crumb's not been brilliant, so, you know, he's got maybe Enzo Cantor, Andrew Picario, Tuan Tran, and Roman Kashka for company.
Maybe 25 minutes remaining. It's going to be very close as to whether or not we get this race in at this stage. Pace lap under yellow takes about a minute. So we are scheduled at the moment, if the race finishes like it is, to do 63 laps out of the scheduled 70. So we are getting closer to be able to complete this race within the allotted time limit, but 24 minutes now remain. I feel like I'm back at Daytona all of a sudden. Yeah,
you're starting to talk numbers again, Will. That's a very scary prospect, but it comes down to needing a green run and a long green run. We've only had one of these long green runs. I believe this is caution 4 that we've had today.
More than 4. 5.
Wow.
Yeah, 5 yellows already today by the looks of it. And there is a look at your top 4 drivers as it stands. In fact, let's show you the graphic on your screen right now. Blocker leads from Valerino. Kurt Crum in 3rd place. Brian Dewell in 4th. Enzo Cantor in 5th. Andrew Picoro in 6th. Turan Turan in the 7th position. And then Roman Kajka rounds out your top 8. Still plenty more racing to come tonight and tomorrow on Racesport TV. Of course, we've got the Joe Gibbs Series. That will be tomorrow. tomorrow in terms of GMT. And then, of course, we've got Monday Night Skippies. That'll be on Monday evening, 9 p.m. UK time. We'll be back, of course, for the next round of the 2K World Cup. 2 weeks' time, that will be at Circuit Park, Zandvoort. Get your Super Bowl Sunday off with a bang as we go to Zandvoort. Lights are off on top of the iRacing pace car. That's going to make that journey on towards pit road. That means Adam Blocker will have command of the field. We go back to green flag racing now. Good jump again there by Blocker. They're too wide behind. That's Duell and Cantor going at it through turn number 1 and 2 right now. On board with Brian Duell on the exit of turn number 1. A little bit of lap traffic there. Of course, trying to get themselves back onto the lead lap, Jake.
Yeah, they do, and that's James McCritchie. He was caught out with the lucky dog as well, so he was stuck as they 3 wide. They go straight through the middle, and Brian Duell ends up being the loser in the positive sim racing machine as he ends up in a little bit of no man's land as he looks to try and get going again behind that Precario. Wants to get in, and they're all stuck behind Fiorino, which gives Blocker the chance for the first time to be a 1-vehicle breakaway, a second already.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, this is actually, for Valerino, he is running in P number 2. So no lapping situation right now. He has earned that position through some strategy. Kurt Crum looking to his outside into turn number 3. Valerino might not be the fastest guy on track. He loses that position on the outside, but he does, you know, legitimately run 3rd place right now.
He does, which is now going to be a little bit problematic then for Enzo Cantor. And I don't mean to say anything about Fiorino's name, but I said his name properly, and then Positive Sim Racing just followed me on Twitter.
Oh, God. For Precario, then. Currently running in the number 168 car, running on the exit of turn number 2, running in 6th. And actually, what I do worry about now is a lot of drivers starting to run right behind that number 118 car. 1, 2 drivers get past there. This is when I start getting scared, when a driver doesn't seem to want to try and keep and defend that position. You start getting freight train on the outside, and then very quickly it can get dangerous. Number 118 car there. Edwin Valerino on the run into 1. Number 157, that's a lap down. 3 wide. Number 66 car, that is Roman Kajaja. Turan battling it out right now with this driver of Edwin Valerino into 3 and 4. And actually, Adam Blocker's got 1.1 second advantage now.
Yeah, he's doing very well to break away, but it's Crum, Duell, and Cantor who are looking to close, so they've got to start thinking about potentially working together as it's 2 wide, looking for 3 maybe for Cantor. He'll stay behind, will the Italian, as he looks for the opportunity down to the inside. Brian Duell makes it very comfortable, makes it very easy. 2 wide, 3 wide, looking behind. Tom Ward also in a 3rd pack, trying to give everybody a chance to chase down. Malokas there, Dronke there, Defrater there, Stoyles there, all your usual suspects looking to chase down. They're completely out of it right now as Fiorino overtaken this time by Brian Lockwood, I do believe, looking to get back through, and he was another driver a lap down. Yeah, and Tom Ward, as you say, is running that 3rd pack of drivers, trying to catch up to the rear of Aero Nom. Of course, we've seen him a lot over the course of this weekend. Last time by 3,000ths of a second slower was Tom Ward. Through 1 and 2 they come. 45 laps of 70 will be scored complete this time by well, Tom Ward, I think he's just thinking, well, you know what, there's almost certainly going to be another caution. It might happen behind them because they're about to go 4 wide. Uh-oh, here we go. 4 wide chance. That's the freighter into Stoyles, into Zazo. Zazo holds on to it, though. Brilliant car control from the Iberian Zazo in Gaseco Solution colours. What a beautiful save.
Replays up. There's the contact. The freighter with Stoyles initially. Wow, that could have been a yellow.
Oh, I wouldn't have put it past, but that's very great car control from the driver who started this race on pole position. He's done so well to hold that vehicle up as well. They've been a little bit checking up there. Brian Duell as well. He's now side by side with Tuan, trying to drive with 1 race win in the Skip Barber 2K World Cup presented by DES Solutions. Is now Kurt Crum trying to get into the mix, and already lap traffic here. Russell Clark's dropped back so much because now Adam Blocker wants to start playing the lapping game.
Yeah, Edwin Valerino on pit road, making a pit stop under green here. This is going to cost him. Pit stop time we generally expect to be 14 to 15 seconds. It's actually going to be a bit longer for him, so maybe some damage to that car. 17 seconds overall for him. Back out front, let's have a look at your battle for P number 3 right now, because it is chaotic in this battle. It's Enzo Cantor right now in the second position, but he has got 144 of Kurt Crum, 168 of Andrew Picorio right behind him.
And there was also a double bite to the cherry from Brian Lockwood through 1 and 2. That was scary. They remain 3 wide, though. Up in front, Cantor's on the inside, which is preferred at the moment. But look at the high line coming into play there. That's Kurt Crum trying to work it. And, well, Kurt Crum seemingly right now just needs to run off the exit. Look at Precario go up and under and steal it away. Look, they're almost 3 wide and 2 deep.
They are in towards 1. They come again. Who's going to get the advantage this time? There's so many drivers all fighting for the same piece of real estate. But out front, it's Cantor versus Crum. Picorio is there in the mix, as well as Tran. Tran has won on ovals before, Jake. Let's not forget about that. Hey, let's go 4 wide, almost making contact. It's Tran. He didn't brush up into the wall, but now we've got a car. We got caution.
Yeah, that's Crum into Lockwood, and that's 1 over, 2 over, and that's the freighter, I think, that's gone over, as is, I believe, is that Bear who's been caught? No, it's Tom Ward who's been caught. So massive drivers getting caught out very, very late.
And that was one of the longest slides I'd seen in a long time. But then all of a sudden, you can see the track starts getting blocked there. Wow. And that started with, I'm trying to remember who even started it. It wasn't the freighter.
It was Tom Ward who went over first. The freighter was one of the next, but that was all down to, I believe it was Crum getting involved, getting the tap. So Kurt Crum gets the tap from Tuan Tran. He gets the slide up top there, Will. And then from that slide, that little bit of contact that there was, he's trying to save that right rear axle, but there's going to be no saving it. Lockwood gets caught. Yeah,
so there's the slide. It starts. 90 degrees perpendicular to the racetrack, hits the number 155 machine, as then the concertina effect starts around him. There's a replay now on board with Kurt Crum. Brian Lockwood's the driver who hits now. And from that point there, you can see that was the one. Tom Ward ended up hitting Brian Lockwood, as Lockwood basically had just about finished spinning, and Tom Ward coming in with a huge head of steam, nowhere to go. 20 laps of this event to go, 16 minutes to go.
Well, I think that Tom Ward decided that he wanted to watch Days of Thunder, and he thought that his best impersonation didn't work out the way that it was to go. So that hasn't worked. Viorino gets a lucky dog after his green flag stops, so that puts him back in a good position. But the more drivers that get caught up here, especially even with the one fast repair available, that's going to put everybody at a disadvantage, because that means less drivers are going to be finishing this race. It means there's going to be less challengers for Adam Blocker at the front. But Adam Blocker, who got a 2-second lead at that point, he's just seen that go back all to 0 again. He's got to do it all over again.
Well, that's the thing about over racing, isn't it? You can build up a gap, but in the back of your head, you know there's a chance there's going to be a yellow.
Oh, yeah. Like, there's no doubting that, Will. So, especially when we've seen, this is caution number 6 now of the event.
Yeah.
You've got to be careful if you're Adam Blocker. There's no guarantees you're going to win this one. And now you've got the usual suspects just behind you.
Don't forget, you can get social with us on Facebook and on Twitter. Details are up on your screen as we speak. So, looking at the play clock, it will be, 12 minutes by the time we go back to green flag racing. With 20 to go, we get one more caution. This race will finish on time.
Well, that's good.
Sarcasm?
No, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
the race will finish. The race, if there's one more caution, the race will finish because of time, not because of laps.
Oh, that's what you mean. No, that's not good.
Now you know what I mean. That's why I got worried about the sarcasm, I think, etc. within that one. But what we've learned from the first 2 rounds of the championship are, the championship's going to be wide open. That's going to mean Zandvoort in 2 weeks' time, on Super Bowl Sunday, is going to be a race where a lot of people will be doing a lot to try and get themselves to victory circle.
Exactly, and I think that a lot of people wanting to get to victory circle, Zandvoort in the minds of a lot of drivers, those who don't normally impress do. Adam Blocker wants to be up there. You're looking at those who are going to be looking for great results. Matt Defoe is one of those names who starts to step up into mind. And let's not forget Tuan Tran. He's up 19 positions here. He's only looking for 4 more.
There's a look then, zooming in on your top 4. Blocker had a fantastic restart last time by. Can he do the same again? We come back to the green flag. Not as good a start there that time by Blocker. Cantor can stay with him through towards turn number 1. Worth noting, Tran currently running in 5th place under pressure from Felipe, but actually Tran was really slow in towards in the centre of turn 1 and 2 that time by. They've already lost the top 4 drivers as a consequence.
That's not what was wanted from Leibert. He's now got to work twice as hard to get back, as now Duell looks to get past McCritchie, who again was caught on the lucky dog, unable to make his way past. And now it's a 4-car train at the front. Blocker wants to brake, but now Cantor's going to say, you know what? No, we're going to be here. We're going to fight. And don't forget that white cars matter in 3rd. Andrew Picario wants to play.
Yeah, and Picario has been right in the mix all day long in that number 168 car, yellow.
Oh, another one, so that's huge. It's a big one. Zazo involved, Cat involved, and we've got also Don Parks turned around as well. Massive through 1, and that was Don Parks actually collecting Rob Adams. They were 3 wide in front. Oh, that was a little bit hasty there from Don Parks. Ooh. Nowhere to go and straight into the driver there of Rob Adams.
Yes, literally running into the rear. I mean, I know there's a no bump drafting rule, but even with bump drafting being allowed, that would have been a little bit too ambitious. On board this time with the driver of Don Parks. Now let's have a look on board with Rob Adams. Yeah, literally just got rammed from behind, Jake.
I don't quite know what to say, but I think the broadcasting mafia is after the Don.
Yeah. I know it's been a long weekend, Jake, but you can do better than that, surely.
Oh, I can try, can't I?
Well, okay. Situation is, there's now 11 minutes 50 of this race to go, 15 laps to go. We know we're going to be in a yellow flag situation for another 3 minutes. That will take us down to 8 to go in terms of minutes, with about 12 laps. It's going to be very, very close. We might just about do it within the time we have available. It will be a mighty close at this point. Iron Freighter here is here, and he's stood by with you, Jake.
Yes, he is, and I doubt he's happy. He missed the first round, and now he's out to the second round. Arian, how do you feel?
Yeah, unhappy is a good description of my feeling at the moment.
I'm not surprised, and I guess that missing the first round of the championship for what I would expect to be Blancpain qualification for you, you're looking right now at trying to retain your championship and getting a lot of not many points in the early goings. That's not going to make your life any easier, is it?
Correct. I mean, we have drop races and stuff, and I mean, this one I could jump in without having actual practice. So, yeah, I figured I'll just jump in. I was planning to do the Nürburgring, obviously, but the bad result we got in Blancpain 2 weeks ago at Spa resulted in us not having a chance of qualifying anyway. So I figured, well, I'd just take a break of racing for like 1.5 weeks and then jump back into this.
Well, you're not necessarily saying the things that will make Brenton O'Brien very happy with you, but, you know, you're putting
He's
yourself...
happy with me.
Oh, that's good then. That's good. But, you know, you're putting yourself in a situation now where you've got a lot of work to do in this championship. The good news is that Tom Ward has also been involved in the incident. You'd have to worry about him. But your rivals like Leibert, like Nom, like Alexi Kallio, still out there, still circulating. You know, are you in a little bit of trouble right now with your championship? What are you starting to think about?
Nah, I mean, I was pretty consistent last season, and I didn't need any dropouts. I mean, I could just take the last 2 weeks off, and luckily I planned it that way, or tried to plan it that way because of Blancpain. But yeah, in the end, I mean, we'll see what happens. I'll try and race some more, Obviously, I like the competitiveness of this Skippy car, and well, even today I did pretty well in qualifying, and then in the race, it's always a bit of a lucky draw with all the yellows coming out, but it was fun.
Before we let you go, very quickly, shout out sponsors. Who gets it done?
Well, obviously to my team, ERT, Evolution Racing Team, and our main sponsor, Logitech. Getting some awesome stuff from them, so that's awesome. And obviously, thanks to you guys for broadcasting this stuff, and Sim Racing Observer, and you know, all that stuff.
Well, we may do. Our interfrater there. Very disjunct interview there, Will.
Yep, but we are ready for green. 8 minutes 40 remaining. But let's not forget that there are also 12. There'll be 11 to go at the line. Blocker leads from Cantor, from Picorio, from Duell. Green flag in the air one more time. Let's see if we can get it to the end under green here. Cantor, good restart by Cantor. Good restart by Philippe Leber as well. Oh, we're going to have a pack into turn number 1.
Oh, and that was all down to Chris Malcolm trying to lucky dog, and again, getting caught out with not enough time to serve the lucky dog. That's what's putting him in the middle of the pack, as they're almost 4 wide behind. Stoyles right on the outside, I believe it was, and he gets away with one there, lucky, as Roman Kajka and Paul Malocus were there alongside. Blocker clear, but now he's got Andrew Picario, and Picario could have got the monster of all runs. Cantor was still stuck there. He wanted to go to the outside. Thinks about the inside, not happening. He gets hung out to dry as he had to turn a little bit later. Cantor back down to the inside, 2 tyres on the apron.
Yeah, there is Cantor, there is Picorio there, side by side. You've got Brian Duell there looking in the mix as well. They work through the King toward turns number 3 and 4, but no one's really been able to find an answer to Adam Blocker all day long. As they now come through turns number 3 and 4, can anyone do anything of Adam Blocker? That's a big question right now, Jake.
Oh, it is, and I think that Leber wants to do something here because they're 3 wide, almost 4 wide, and there's just 8 laps to go when they next cross the line. So we're soon hitting towards the point of no return, where within 5 to go, the caution hits, and there will be no more time remaining on the clock. Tran there, I believe that was, getting very close to the back of Leber. Nothing happening. Precario, though, wants to go to the top. He's going to go high side to try and make it happen. That's not going to work.
Not yet, but if he can just get the momentum off the corner, he might be able to tuck down to the inside. That's exactly what he will do. Andrew Picorio looking down to the inside for the race lead, and he's going to get it for the time being, but they'll stay side by side through turns number 1 and 2. You've also got Brian Duell looking as though he might now actually start putting the freight train on Andrew Picorio. But no, not going to work that way for the time being. Picorio is going to stay on the inside line, and it looks as though that Blocker will be able to keep it going on the outside. Through turns number 3 and 4 they come, down to 7 to go.
Well, he's trying everything as Precario, but he's not being able to clear, and now this is bunching the train up because Cantor's there, Leber's there, Tran's now there, also Paul Malocus now wanting to get in on it as Malocus gets very squirrely through 1 and then into 2. That's going to drop him back out behind. Precario's still there down on the inside. Blocker's trying everything on the outside to hold it all together, and now thread the needle. Philippe Leber's trying to go for broke from 5th to 1st. It doesn't work.
No, it doesn't, but he still remains inside the top 5 with 6 to go now at the line. So Leber tried it, couldn't make it work. Who's going to be the next to do a bold move? Would it be Duell? Would it be Cantor? Maybe Tran? This is his time to move himself up through the field, as it is all a big gaggle right now as they work themselves 5.5 laps to go in this motor race. Something's going to have to give, but Brian Duell versus Blocker. Let's go 4 wide one more time, shall we? Why not?
Oh, Leber got caught on the apron. He's going to just drop it off, and high side Kishu's behind with 5 to go. They hold it together. No cautions needed. I believe that was the driver, Devin Singh, getting involved. Nobody span. No need to throw a caution out just yet. Now it's the point of no return. Duell down to the inside, holding it all together. And now you look at Blocker, trying everything to hold it now. Precario, Leber in 4th, Cantor 5th, Tran in 6th, and close together the leaders go.
Oh, yes, they do. Here they are then, working towards turns number 3 and 4 once again, and actually Blocker looking as though that he's still able to work that car on the outside lines. They come towards the start-finish line. Look again at Precorio saying, guys, I still got my hat in the ring as well. Down in towards turn number 1 and 2. Less than 5 to go. Less than 4 to go now. And oh, we've got problems. Race over. Philippe Leber's up and around. Turan as well.
And that was all them jostling, all for position. Leber in the middle, Cantor down on the bottom. Cantor came back up onto the racing surface. Up came Leber, into Tran, into Precario, and it all went haywire from there. And that also caught out another driver in the mix, and I believe that driver was the one of Matt Defoe, and Defoe will be very upset that he's been caught in all of that. But look at that. It'll be all smiles, I think, for Adam Blocker at the front.
Yeah, Andrew Precorio was involved. A couple of other drivers as well. But it is going to be Adam Blocker, who will just about complete this race within the allotted time, just to let you know. By the time they catch the pace car and make it round 2 to go, they will complete the race with about a minute remaining, Jake. So we get the full race distance in at the very least.
Yeah, just about. And they wanted to scare us with caution number 7, but... well, Adam Blocker's been the master of the cautions. He played his strategy card early. He got it out of the way so that he could just sit and play the game from the front. He did so very well throughout the majority of this race. And even when they threw it side by side, drivers got too greedy. Blocker just sat on the outside and went, if you're going to be greedy on the inside, I'll just drive around you and make my day very comfortable.
Yeah. So we've got ourselves 2 laps to go then, working ourselves under yellow. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, that the 2K World Cup is brought to you by DES Simulation, the official partner of the 2K World Cup for 2018. Blocker, Duell, Cantor, they are going to be your podium at the end of this one. Retirees-wise, Iron Freighter and I would say Tom Ward are the biggest losers of today. But also people like Bastian Heusmann could have done a bit better, I would argue. Rob Adams out as well. He was probably looking for a good finish today.
Yeah, I think Rob Adams was looking for something. You look at the likes of Tom Ward in there as well, who was making moves earlier on. Justin Tipton would have been tipped for success, but it didn't quite work out in his favour too. And it just seems that a lot of drivers dropped the ball today. A lot of drivers, though, will be picking up big positions. Look at Daniel Nogueras and Sarah Savage, for example. 32nd and 33rd. Well, they finish 8th and 9th. That's how oval racing works.
Yeah, let's actually show you the people who moved up and down this field here today. Brian Duell up 12, Douglas Nogueras up 24, Sarah Savage up 24, Edwin Valerino up 23, Fahim Atanides up 22 here today. Biggest losers, well, Borges Azo and Iron De Freighter, they are both down 28 places, and Tom Ward is down 24 here today. Adam Blocker gonna work himself through the kink for the final time. This is the only thing about oval races. If they finish under yellow, it's very, very anticlimactic for a commentator.
Oh, yes. But I'll let you have it.
Through turn number 4. Checkered flag will be waving for Adam Blocker, taking victory here today in round number 2 of the 2K World Cup, presented by DES Simulation. Adam Blocker is your winner, and here is a look at your final race results. Blocker wins then by just over 3/10 of a second. Why are we even talking about times here right now? The race finished under yellow, but Blocker wins from Brian Duell. Enzo Cantor 3rd, Paul Malokas 4th, Stephen Stalls in 5th, Andrew Precorio, Iro Nom, Daniel Nogueras, Sarah Savage, and Roman Kachka round out your top 10. There's remainder of the result up on your screen for you right now. We are going to take a quick break here in a moment, ladies and gentlemen, on RaceSpot TV. And when we come back, we'll talk to some drivers after a wild one at Phoenix International Raceway. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Red Bull GRCs are now available on iRacing. I personally put my blood, sweat, and tears into this thing, developing the cars, the tracks, the dirt, making sure it is authentic as possible, and I really think you guys are going to love it. The best part is that this 600 horsepower Volkswagen Beetle is free to all members. So get signed up now and come race me online.
The yellow flag is out. Pit road is now open. Keep your eye on those gauges. We'll give you 4 tyres. 3, 2, 1, now. We're done. Get going.
Did you watch the iRacing 24 Hours of Daytona 2018? If you didn't, you can catch the entire race with RaceSpot TV, V8 Online, and iRacing Live on demand. Just visit iRacing.com/live or iRacing's YouTube channel to catch what I have to say was one of the most controversial but insane finishes to any iRacing special event ever. Meanwhile, we welcome you back here to the Skip Barber 2K World Cup post-race show. Here's a look then at your top 10 one more time. Blocker wins from Duell and Cantor rounds out your podium after 7 cautions here at Phoenix. And we've got your race winner. It is Adam Blocker. He's with Jake Sperry.
Well, Adam, we know how much heritage you have when it comes to oval racing. We know all about your IndyCar experience, but today, this would have been a challenge for you.
Yeah, it was a bit crazy, especially I think there was one stint sort of after the first wave of cautions before the pit stops where me, Arjan, Philippe, Enzo, and a couple other guys were just going 3 wide every lap. And, you know, the Skip Barber doesn't have a lot of mechanical grip or aero grip, so it's just sliding around everywhere the whole time. And you have to be really careful to, you know, not slide too much when you downshift, or just make sure that you leave room for everybody, because the dynamic of the situation was changing so much. You know, you'd be 2 wide with a car on the outside, and then all of a sudden you'd be 3 wide with the car on the top. So you just had to pay attention, and I think a couple of times we just got lucky that we didn't collide. It was just insane.
Talking about 3 wide, I think 4 wide was the soup of the day, I think, that we were trying to find. But you made your strategy call early. You came down in, I think, on the 4th or 5th caution, made your pit stop, got yourself back out into the lead, and then from there you had a nice stint of being nicely there on your own. But when it brings it all back, when you have to fight then with 20 laps to go, 10 laps to go, you know, what goes through a driver's head? Someone like you, for example, who has that experience of being at the front and winning races as well in a very similar style to this. Was it just a case of trying to work that outside line and just trying to make sure that if they're going to start scrapping below you, you're just going to drive it away out of 4?
Well, I wasn't really sure what the best line was, because the last race we had here, I won by taking the low line, but today they seemed pretty evenly matched. It just depended on the situation. I think the car in front always had the advantage regardless of what line they were on, as long as they didn't make a mistake. Or unless the second car got a huge run. But yeah, in terms of me pitting, I pitted a little bit before I think we could make it on fuel, but I was counting on a couple cautions. And I knew that if I pitted on the caution after that one, that I think Arjan pitted on, I would be stuck further back in the pack, and I would have to work my way through a lot more carnage, and I didn't want to do that. But yeah, so I wasn't too, you know, I liked that we got another caution, even though I had a big lead. I liked that we got another caution after that, because that allowed me to save enough fuel to make it. But after that, we didn't really get a hugely long run. I mean, the first couple laps of a run, I could easily hold second place off, because it took a while to catch up and get a run. But you know, after that, it was just kind of played by feel, really. You don't really think, you just kind of you know, focus on trying to carry as much momentum as possible and see what happens.
From what is an oval to an oval-inspired course, Zandvoort coming up in 2 weeks' time. How are you feeling about it?
I don't know if I'll be able to make it, but if I do make it, Zandvoort's probably like one of my worst tracks, so not feeling too good about it. But you know, I'll just enjoy the win for now, and yeah, look forward to the rest of the season.
Favorite while it lasts. Before we let you go, any shout outs to sponsors?
Just want to shout out to Philippe for doing oval races. I know this one wasn't as pretty as some of the other ones we've done before, but still want to give him the shout out for at least organizing the league. He does a good job organizing the league. Want to give you guys a shout out for calling the races. You guys do a good job doing that. And just want to give a shout out to all my Lionheart teammates at Adrenaline Motorsports.
Well, that's no worries at all there. Adam Blocker doing well. And Will, we almost went through an entire broadcast without having to make a single blocker pun.
Well, to be fair, there's something going on the TV that I'm not paying any attention to, because I know every time I'm going to look at it, a certain team's going to score that I'm not going to be happy with. Yep, there we are. Adam Blocker coming home with the victory here today. Second place goes to the driver of Brian Duell. Hi, Brian. How's it going, buddy?
Oh, it's going pretty good.
Right,
pleased with the finish.
Yeah, second place here today. It's been a very kind of stop-start race, but when it got going, it seemed to be that you and about 4 others were the only people that had the chance to really battle with Blocker. But at times it was kind of questionable as to whether or not you could actually kind of take and hold that race lead. How hard was it on track?
Well, I didn't really get much of a chance until the final 10 laps or so, the last restart, to actually battle with him. Earlier on, I was stuck in the back. So, yeah, hard to say. Didn't really get a whole lot of laps to really figure out what his strategy was and how to battle him, but did the best I could there.
Over racing, Skip Barbers. I mean, it seems to be that a lot of these drivers have a love-hate relationship. They love it when there's green flag racing. They hate it when there's cautions. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, the only part that I like about the cautions is if it's, say, a longer race that you might need 2 stops, then you can play with some strategy. That part I like, but otherwise it's a little annoying because it takes a few laps to get wound up and to be able to start making moves on the people ahead.
Next time out. Oh, sorry. I've not let you finish. Finish your sentence.
No, I'm done.
Next time out, we're going to go to Zandvoort. What's your thoughts about Zandvoort? Again, it's another track that people either really enjoy or they just want to see the back of it.
I like that track. There's actually really not many tracks I don't like. So I'm looking forward to that race. Yeah, hopefully you get a decent finish there. I've been struggling last season and past few weeks, so this finish will give me some good momentum going into there, and hopefully I can get a good finish out of that.
Sponsors, shout out, Pet Goldfish, you don't want to say thank you to?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to my team, Positive Sim Racing. We got a few new people join the team. Roman, Edwin, Chris joined last season, and sorry if I forgot anyone, but those are the new guys, and Matthew. So glad to have some more people on the team now, and thanks to you guys for broadcasting and Philippe for running the league.
Well, thank you very much. Brian Dewell coming home second place. Third place, Enzo Cantor. He is with Mr. Jake.
Well, Mr. Enzo, it's been a while since we've seen you here in the booth because your results haven't been brilliant over the last 6 months, 9 months, shall we say, but it's nice to see the Movano man with the greatest beard at the moment in sim racing back in sim racing and back at the top.
Oh, thank you, mate. Thank you, Jake. Hi, Will. Well, the problem is that my speed was not perhaps so fast, but the problem was that I had always penalty points to every race, so I had to start from the pits in every race, so it was impossible for me to keep a good result. This is, I think, is the first time after 6, 7 or 8 months in which I can start from the start lane regularly, and it was a really nice chance for me, and surely I didn't want to cause disasters and make incidents, but I'm not an oval racer. I didn't like at all these kind of races, but today I had a lot of fun, I have to say. I discovered me faster than I can think before, and well, I had chance for the victory, but I couldn't believe I was in the first position on the podium. So in front of me I had Brian Dewell, that is another my friend, but my friendship with him is in a rare ending, because I think he is the driver I rear-ended most times in the 2K Cup. So hi Brian, sorry, but today that was the last thing I wanted to do, to rear-end Brian. So I am very happy to get this podium, and thank you for the interview and for the broadcast as always.
Well, that is something to be admired, of course. You know, this race today for you had the opportunity to race from the front, really attack this race. What was it like having a stop-start nature, of course, when you normally get into, let's say, a road-style race, you're in a situation where you're racing the moment the flag drops, you're going and you're not stopping. Here today, though, the stop-start nature, how did that feel for you?
It's a very strange situation today for me, for many reasons. The first one, it was because I was starting from the grid. The second, that was a rolling start. The third, that was an oval. And sometimes I could not understand nothing in what I have to do. So I didn't know when I have to go to the pits. So when I saw Adam going into the pits in the at half the race, I followed him and I went into the pits, but I was not sure to add enough fuel. In fact, without any other yellow flags, the fuel would be not enough. Thanks to yellow flags incidents, I finished the race, but I was like in the desert without any kind of orientation. And I'm very sorry for the incident to Phil in the last laps. We were very close. I think 5, 6, 7 cars. I don't know what happened, but I saw him spoon away, and the last laps was under yellow flag. I was having so much fun in the last lap. I was expecting the last laps fighting in the drag race, but yeah, it was fun too, as in this way.
Oh, it certainly would be. And of course, Zandvoort in 2 weeks' time. How are you feeling for it?
Next time, Zandvoort?
Yeah, Zandvoort.
I really like the track. Yeah, I really like the track, but the problem in the track is the first corner for me, because I'm not confident enough with my brake pedal, so the hard brakes for me are not the best thing to do. But yeah, it is a track that I like so much, so I hope to get another podium in the next race.
Before we let you go, Enzo, any shout-outs to sponsors for the guys back at Movano?
Yeah, thank you. I have to say thanks to my teammate Fabio Mantellini, to my team Movano Racing, all my sponsors, Cube, TRL, and Transmaster, and all my friends, my wife and my son. Thank you, guys.
No worries at all. Enzo Cantor, a man you could listen to all day, Will.
All week.
All month.
A bit longer than that, and then I'd probably get bored after then.
Ah, you're lying.
Yeah, I am joking. Fourth place. Fourth place is Mr. Paul Malukas. Hi, Paul. How's it going?
Ah, pretty well.
Okay.
It's been a busy weekend.
Yeah, it's been a busy weekend for a number of people. We know and feel your pain. Fourth place here today. Talk us through your event.
Yeah, it was interesting. I had zero practice and hadn't done a lap in the Skippy in a while before jumping into the session today, so I was just trying to figure it out, and halfway through the race, Arian's telling me I'm too slow, and because I hadn't figured it out, and we never got a rhythm where I could figure it out in traffic. So, but finally, towards the end, I sort of figured it out a bit and went from 10th to 4th in the last 10 laps sprint. So, turned out okay. I was just trying to be safe, Arian.
Pit strategy here today was one of those kind of important things. Some people went down on the first run, some people went down on the second run. Did it feel as if that was an important part of the event, or do you think it all kind of just evened out in the end anyway?
Well, I did them all. So I pitted twice under the first at lap 30 because I got a black flag for passing somebody before we went into pits, and then tried to clear the black flag while we were still under yellow, and then had to clear it afterwards. So I did all of them and still managed to come out okay, thanks to all the yellows.
Well, next time out, we head ourselves over to Zandvoort in the place known as Das Netherlands. You looking forward to that one?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know what else is going on that weekend, so I don't know if I'll
There's
be
this
around to do it or not.
little thing.
So.
There's a football game or something going on.
Yeah, we'll see.
Which hopefully won't have the Patriots in it, just saying.
Are you watching the score?
I am watching the score.
Okay, I was say I'm cheering it on. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that'll be a busy weekend.
It will be. It's been a busy weekend, of course, this weekend for yourself, the entire Evolution Racing Team organisation. Anyone you want to give a shout out to from there?
Yeah, just to all the ERT guys, Arian, and the greatest Skippy driver ever, Brent O'Brien. So, thanks.
No worries. Thank you very much there for talking to us, Paul Malukas. We've got one more person. Two more people we need to talk to. First one, I'm going to hand it over to Jake Sparry, who stood by with a nom 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 nom.
Yeah, Iru Nom, the Team Bushwink Racing driver. Iru,
Nom.
A slower race for you today, a race where you weren't as aggressive as what many people would have thought you'd be, but a quiet race in the pack for you.
Yeah, I had no idea what to do, so I was just staying in the pack. I don't think I passed anyone in the race.
Do you have a better idea of what you need to do now?
No.
Well, that's useful. That's so useful for you. But, you know, you're starting to gain this experience, and the 2K World Cup now shows that it is a series which you have to be good at almost everything. You have races that are road, you have endurance races, you have oval races, and later in the season you'll have a race which you won't know you're actually racing until an hour before you start. you feel suitably prepared for all outcomes?
Yeah, only the ovals. Maybe need more practice. I don't think I had any time this weekend to do any practice, so it's only practice.
Well, it's only practice, but of course, Zandvoort in 2 weeks' time, Will Vincent's favourite circuit of them all. It is Zandvoort. So, how do you feel that you're going to manage that? Of course, it's got oval styles, turn number 1. It's got a nice tight and twisty nature to it, which does suit the Skippy quite nicely. How are you feeling heading towards it? Is there a circuit you like, dislike? How do you feel?
I had Mazda World Tour yesterday there, so I don't think I've ever driven Skippy there, so I think it will be fine.
Yeah, I think it will be very fine for you as well. Well, that was Irunon from Team Bushfink Racing having a quiet race, shall we say.
A quiet race, yeah, for Irunon here today. Finally, let's go down the standings, shall we, a little bit. How far do I need to scroll down today? Oh, B number 18. Hi, Philippe. How's it going, buddy?
Well, I would have expected better.
Really?
Well, yeah. I thought it was coming together, everything at the end, but it wasn't meant to be. I got a little lucky with after first crash. It was just at the start of the pit window, so I could pit for fuel right away, and then I clawed my way back to the top 5, and then you saw what happened.
Yeah, we did. In terms of that one, P18 here today. Not the best start to the season, but the good news is you finally give us a kind of normal broadcast to do in 2 weeks in the 2K World Cup presented by DES Simulation. We go to Zandvoort. It's on Super Bowl weekend, so you continue to not make life easy for me. But Zandvoort's a beautiful racetrack, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of the best for the Skippy. But there's a chance that I won't be there. I'm returning from California on Saturday evening, and it could be sunny maybe, so there's a slight chance that I won't make it, and if I do, I won't have time to practice, so don't expect too much from me.
He's lying. He's having his own secret Super Bowl party. He's just not invited me, haven't you, Philippe?
Busted.
Yeah, oops. Anyone want to give a shout out to from TT Racing before we let you go?
Yeah, I want to thank that's the league sponsor, DES Simulation, of course. As you know, we have a title sponsor this year, so I want to thank them for their support this year. And shout out to my team, TT Racing. Justin didn't have a good race, so that was a little disappointing. And the other guys were too busy with the 24 hours of Daytona, so they couldn't make it.
Well, thank you very much there, Philippe Labour. Didn't go well the last time I did one of these, but Jake, final thoughts?
Final thoughts, I thought it was a very good addition to the 2K World Cup. Great strategy play was coming into getting involved, and I think that the more that this is run, the more that drivers will know what they were doing, the less cautions we'll get, and I think that we're going to have a great opportunity to see the next time we come to an oval, a really big race that I think is going to be one that is thoroughly enjoyable.
Yeah, indeed so. So thank you so much to everyone that's been a part of not only this broadcast, but all of our broadcasts over the course of the weekend. Let's not forget, we've still got the Joe Gibbs off-season racing series to come tonight on RaceSpot TV, the Monday Night Skippies tomorrow. However, Jake and I, we're going to bed. It's been a long weekend. Thank you so much for watching the 2K World Cup presented by DES Simulations. Jake and I will be with you in 2 weeks at Zandvoort. Until then, we'll talk to you all next time. Goodbye.